Well, what a fun night it has been. I've been back for about an hour after watching WWE Payback live at the Allstate Arena tonight in Chicago, or Rosemont, if you live around here. Um, it was an amazing night. It was so much fun, so much fun. So I'll start. I'm gonna lead it. Start off with how the night went before the card started. Then I'm gonna start talking about the card with my feelings mixed in between. So 4:30, I get there, just strolling around the building, looking at. They always have these trailers with advertising their programming with all their superstars. They put all their junk in, and so it's nice to take pictures of those, put some stuff on Instagram, tweeted a little bit. 5:30 came, we went inside. Um, yeah, went inside around 5:30, went to our seats. I have not been to a WWE event other than Chicago. It's only my second one overall. But people inside are be crazy, excited, whatever you want to call it. It is something else. There is nothing like WWE fans, especially WWE fans from Chicago. Like they're always vocal. But now let's start getting to the card. First match was Sheamus and Damian Sandow. Typical match that you might see on Raw or SmackDown, just to warm up. Sheamus ended up winning. Okay, cool. Then 20 minutes later, the card WWE Payback went live around the world on pay-per-view and across the world, all around the country. First match, Axel. Uh, Curtis Axel, Wade Barrett, The Miz, in a triple threat match. Um, this was a great start, I must say. You don't usually see starts like this in wrestling all the time, and especially in WWE. You sometimes starts off flat a lot, but this got the crowd into it very fast, right into it. A lot of technical moves, but I'm glad to see Curtis Axel get his first win. He won the triple threat match and won the Intercontinental Championship. It's a title that his father has won plenty times. Finally, another perfect champion. Next match, AJ Lee, Kaitlyn, Divas Championship. I tweeted this earlier as well. Finally, a Divas match that I care about. Yes, this has, so much backstory. AJ and Kaitlyn used to be friends and the Chick Busters. And then, AJ went crazy, basically whoring around with all the guys in the locker room. Kaitlyn didn't like it. Their relationship started to get twisted, and AJ basically attacked her a whole bunch of times, and led to a series of matches. Now it led to this Divas match here at Payback for the championship. Two things. Not only was the Divas match that I actually cared about, it ended in submission. I can't remember the last Divas match that I saw ended in submission. I think AJ had her. I don't know what. I've never seen that hole really. Some type of sleeper hole, or it was a submission hole, and AJ came out on top, winning her first major title. That was a great match. What can I say? Two good matches in a row. And Kaitlyn was crying on her way back to the locker room, and Layla came out and consoled her. Next one, Dean Ambrose and Kane. This one, it was good, Always good seeing Dean Ambrose, but this is nothing special really happened in this one. Dean Ambrose retains the United States Championship. I didn't think Kane was going to win it anyway. Alberto Del Rio, Dolph Ziggler. I wanted Ziggler to win. much like 80% of the Allstate Arena wanted Ziggler to win. This was probably one of the first matches that they finally that the crowd was fully awake, fully into it, and of course, Del Rio ended up winning over Ziggler in his first match back. Most of the crowd was not, it almost seems like, watching it live, no, not almost seems, it seemed like Rio was the bad guy or the heel, and Ziggler was the good guy. Because Ziggler got cheered like crazy. Del Rio got cheered too. Del Rio got booed a lot. It seems like the only people that was cheering at him were Mexicans, like the people that were sitting behind me. There were a lot of Mexicans behind me with the flag and everything. They were serious. They were seriously into some Del Rio. Like, right from the start, as soon as Del Rio entered, he was booed almost out the building. And and Ziggler was cheered almost out of the building, it seems. Very back and forth matches like most matches are, but at the end, Del Rio wins the belt back. But leading up to that, it almost seems like Del Rio was the heel again, as I keep saying. Like, Ziggler just gets off of a concussion, and it's like Rio just keeps aiming at that head. Like 3 vicious shots to the head led to that pinfall and him winning the title back. He was booed out of the building, man. It's like, man, I don't know if that's even going to be edited on the WWE broadcast. People were just so vicious towards him. But good for Del Rio. This is now the match that I consider to be the main event. CM Punk and Chris Jericho. Again, it's like, they say, as Jerry Lawler says on WWE a lot, Bizarro Land. Well, not really. We're in Chicago, so not really. Jericho, almost seems like he was. In my mind, Jericho was the heel. There's just no way. There was no way CM Punk was losing in Chicago. Yeah, Punk. Yeah, WWE likes to have their hometown heroes losing at home a lot, it seems. But I think everyone knew that Punk wasn't losing. Especially since this is his first match back. Great match, Jericho tried going for the wall of Jericho a lot, and there were a lot of counters in there as well on both Punk and Jericho. A lot of counters into their finishing maneuvers. So I must say, this obviously was the match of the night. Punk wins with a go to sleep. Crowd went wild. I gotta love Punk with that Blackhawks gear on too. Just what a night. I'm telling you, once Punk literally hugged the guy that was next to me, who was a much bigger fan than I am. That was obviously match of the night. I mean, most 9 out of 10 people there would tell you that, unless maybe you're a little kid and you like John Cena. And another match after this, I really paid much attention to that. I really didn't pay much attention to this next match because I was just so into the last match, which was the Punk Jericho match. Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, the tag team champions, and Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton. And Shield ends up winning. What do you expect? Of course it's a good match. What do you expect? It's the Shield. Daniel Bryan. And Randy Orton, I'll give him credit too. I do think Orton can be boring at times. But hey, he's definitely not a bad wrestler. And of course the main event, we left before that did. But, John Cena right back for the WWE Championship. I basically saw half of the Lumberjacks fall. The Lumberjack match, the first fall. And I believe, yeah, and Ryback won that. And apparently Cena won the next two. As always, the fans hate Cena. Fans hate Cena. I'm gonna watch this tomorrow. A friend of mine bought it. A friend of mine bought it on pay-per-view. So I'll be able to have a chance to watch it as a standard TV show within the next day or two. But watching it from live, it was amazing. And one more note for I end this: it seems as if that the crowd always sided with the bad guys or the heels. You know, except for the Miz, but they're behind Axel. They're behind AJ. They're behind Ambrose. They're behind Ziggler. They're behind Punk. Behind Shield but in the match, they weren't for. Yeah, they booed Ryback, but they booed Cena much more. So, yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. Fun night. I can't wait to go back to the Allstate Arena again. I'll be back in September for Raw. And I think I will be back then for Monday Night Raw. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching my video. I had a blast tonight, and I'm glad I was able to share how much fun I had with you guys. Good night.